Hello everyone, welcome back and thank you so much for stopping by. So my people, the communities in the Niger Delta have come out again and they threaten to cripple oil production in the region if the federal government continue to remain adamant over the growing clamor for release of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. They said despite appeals and they even court order for his unconditional release, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, currently standing trial before the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja, is yet to regain his freedom. They called on the federal government to quickly initiate move for political solution to Nnamdi Kanu's matter. The association in the statement signed by the President Isa Mohammed Obiri and the Secretary of Wisdom Oteyin respectfully threatened to stop oil production in Niger Delta until Nnamdi Kanu, who is said is unjustly persecuted, is released. The copy of the letter cited by the Vanguard read, "This is a prompt reminder to the federal government of Nigeria to acknowledge that our 14 days ultimatum is rapidly approaching. We remain steadfast in our commitment and the determination to implement the plans we have outlined. Once again, we urge the federal government to initiate peaceful discussion with our leader for a resolution." They said the marginalization and the conspiracy aimed at suppressing the Igbos, Biafra people must cease immediately. We are united by blood, and as one family, injustice towards our leader is injustice that affects us all. So my people, this is what this community from the Niger Delta said, and there's something they said that really got me. So they said here, the identities of those responsible for this disgraceful act against an innocent man whose wisdom could benefit all are causing widespread suffering. In the forthcoming press release, their complete names will be disclosed. Like, this is what we are waiting for. Like, we really want to know these people. Like, we really want to know their names so that if we want to tackle them, we know how to tackle them. Yes, my people. So this is what the communities in the Niger Delta, they are saying, that the ultimatum, like the date they give Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu, is fast approaching. And if Tinubu failed to do so, like federal government fails to do so, this is what they are going to do to Nigeria. So my people, that is it. Let me allow you guys to watch this particular video here and hear what this man said concerning the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And I'll be right back.
50 members of the House of Representatives, representing all 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria, have appealed to President Bola Tinubu for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. In a letter dated June 19, 2024, the lawmakers, who are from various political parties, urged President Tinubu to initiate a peace process to address the security challenges in the southeast. Operating under the banner of the Concerned Federal Lawmakers for Peace and Security in the Southeast, the lawmakers requested the President to instruct the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, to use his nolle prosequi powers under Section 174, subsection 1 of the Constitution and Section 107, subsection 1 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015 to discontinue Kanu's trial and secure his release. This appeal follows Nnamdi Kanu's recent expression of willingness to have the treason charges against him resolved out of court. Joining us on the news to share his thought is Chukwuma Okenwa, a political analyst. Hello, Chukwuma. Thank you so much for joining us at this time, Chukwuma.
You're welcome. Pleasure.
All right, so how do you view the fact that we have 50 lawmakers across diverse parties, asking for Nnamdi Kanu's release?
That should show us the weight of the matter that is on the table. I mean, we are not just talking about the incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu, but also like incarceration of the first day of work in an entire region, a region that is renowned for its economic prowess. We know the impact of this incarceration on the region and the security implications. So the matter means anything of economic and security implications is weighty enough that even demands much more than that. So I think lawmakers are beginning to give it its deserving place.
Okay, but then how do you expect the government of the day to respond to their demands?
Well, like it's reasonably expected over time, like the government has always had different options at its disposal, just like the last administration, which is legal and political solutions. So I think political is very, very important because of some legal implications and these counter judgment and counter judgments, which doesn't seem to help the issues. So I think political solutions should be considered to look at the facts and the issues, because these agitations are real. A man comes up saying, my people are not fairly treated in this Nigerian project, and is demanding for fairness and equity. I don't think it's that required being treating the person that way, considering the fact that even every region have their right to self-determination. I mean, if we say we're a true federation, then it has to be a true federation.
All right, so but is there a possibility, you know, that the government would look at it as if, you know, if they accede to their demands, they're weaklings or something?
No, not at all. It shouldn't. I mean, diplomacy is an integral part of the power component. Because when you talk about power, you don't just talk about hard power, the kinetics, the use of force. You also talk about diplomacy, soft power. Where you're able to like even conscientize on the people that are involved to give you their loyalty rather than their violence or rather than their resistance or rather than their right to self-determination. It even makes it even far more outreaching in its power objective when you also look at other dimensions of power rather than the use of force, which obviously have not worked in the Southeast. We've seen different operations codenamed Operation Python Dance, Operation Crocodile Smiles. With all of those operations, the Southeast is still not smiling or dancing.
Okay, now, if indeed, you know, the President Chukwuma accedes to their request, would he, that's Nnamdi Kanu, would he have the clout to rein in the element of IPOB, which is causing problems in the Southeast at the moment?
Well, it might be too premature to conclude that those that are responsible for the insecurity in the South is IPOB. IPOB has not owned up that they are the ones in charge. Yes, we've seen like cases where maybe especially like in specialized operation like the sit-at-home day, which is the ones that is like official, right? Like for IPOB on 30th of May of every year, which like, I mean, everybody's advised to sit back, and it's just on the ground that maybe there could be that clash from the security, and at the end of the day, IPOB is called on board. From the body language of the IPOB leader, who has continually, you know, declined to associate himself with some acts of violence or even some unwarranted statements from one Mr. Simon Eba. It is now behooves on the security agencies to do their work. They don't actually need the consent of Nnamdi Kanu. I mean, anyone that stands against the state powers should certainly be brought to book. We don't need the consent of any leader. More so the one that is not constitutionally elected. They should weigh into the matter, fish out those that are responsible for insecurity anywhere, which I can also tell you, and we must not fail to mention that the incidences of also the farmer herders clash, right? Making some communities unsafe, dealing with farmers, eating up their crops and all that. These are all of the things that constitute insecurity, which he also represents part of the agitations and advocacies of Nnamdi Kanu.
Okay, but is it possible to, you know, separate Simon Ekpa from the atrocities of, that the IPOB has actually committed or is committing?
Well, I would say something which is very important. IPOB is not Simon Ekpa, and Simon Ekpa is not IPOB. I mean, he's been able to find his own platform, right? Which he, the so-called BRICS, that's his own platform. IPOB also have had an existing platform. Yeah, we know that he was once allegedly a disciple of Nnamdi Kanu. But even Nnamdi Kanu have disowned him publicly, saying that no one should listen to him. So I think they are running their different platforms, and whoever is responsible for anything should be held accountable and disciplined decisively. I mean, there should not be room for impunity in a state where you have like state powers to ensure the security of lives and properties.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Chukwuma, for joining us at this time and speaking to us.
So, my people, that is it. I hope you guys had everything this man said here. Like, the pressure is getting high. Like, I don't think that Tinubu can be able to survive this if he refused to do the needful. Yes, my people. So, I would love you guys to leave your thoughts in the comment section about what this man said here and also what he said about Simon Ekpa. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section. And if today is your first time, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you everyone for watching. I will see you guys in my next one. Goodbye for now.